Hey guys, what's going on? Jason's Dragonbane here, and I was able to take the modified version of my Transmodify 3.5 Fire Fist to locals again. This time it did fare much better. The few small changes I made really improved the deck. So I'm uploading the updated version for you guys. So let's go ahead and get right into the deck profile. So first up we have the one Spirit.
Poor Spirit.
Yeah, at 1. Triple Leopard. You really want to see this guy opening turn because he gets really good plays going for you. Double Rooster. I don't like Rooster at more than 2 because I find he gets a little too clogged, and I really like to summon him from the deck and from the graveyard and not just have to normal summon him from hand. And then one Raven. Raven is here to make use of Horse Prince and Transmodify. Triple Bear. There's no reason not to run Triple Bear. Bear is still by far the best Fire Fist monster.
Bear control!
We're not playing Bear control, so shut up. Alright, Double Dragon. Dragon is really useful now that Wolfbark is down to 1 because he sets the trap cards for basically nothing. You can really combo him well with Rooster, and then this can also summon Rooster to get his adding effect going. One Gorilla. Just a little bit of helpful back row control. The one Wolfbark. Plenty of level 4 targets for him still to grab. Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Swallow. Really good card in my opinion. You can easily search this guy with Rooster when you need him. And then his last line of text is you cannot target my Beast Warrior monsters with card effects. So they can't affect Valor, they can't Fiendish Chain. Stuff that really shuts this deck down no longer can shut it down.
No more male hate.
And then double Effect Valor. Effect Valor is something I threw in the deck because this deck was having a lot of problems with some effects. So I decided to throw in Effect Valors to try and help with some effect negation. So it's really been helping out a lot. Moving on to the spells. Triple Tenki. Always got to have Triple Tenki. It's at 3. We're so happy about that. Double Tensu. This one is not exactly 3-axis Fire Fist, so you don't quite need as many Tenzus, and you can easily get this when you need it. Double Gyoko really helps lock down the back row and make sure you get your plays off. Double Misty, back row hate. Double Transmodify. Transmodify is one of those is really good in this deck in my opinion because it helps if they stop the 3-axis engine, and then it can also turn the 4-axis monsters into Swallow. Double Magic Planter, we're running a lot of continuous trap cards in this deck, so Magic Planter turns all of those into basically a Pot of Greed. And then double Pot of Duality helps us see our combo pieces faster. Moving on to the trap cards, we have Double Tensen, 1,000 extra attack points. You can easily search this whenever you want it. Double Tenken. This card is one of those cards I really like to set without them knowing it's there, because then my opponent will waste resources to try and get rid of my monsters, and this completely shuts it all down. Double Mirror Force, and then triple Fiendish Chain. So there's a total of 7 continuous trap cards for Magic Planter to work in just the main board, and then a lot of the side deck is continuous traps as well. Onto the extra deck, we have Double Horse Prince. You don't need more than 2 Horse Princes. You can hardly ever get more than 2 on board. If you need a third one, you should have won the game already. Double Tiger King, still very easy to go into with combinations of Dragon and Wolfbark. Gets us formations, negates our opponent's effects. Cardinal. Cardinal is by far one of the MVPs of the deck. He completely disrupts your opponent's setup while refueling your own deck. One Line Emperor helps you re-abuse Spirit all over again, and you can re-abuse Wolfbarks and stuff like that as well. Wind Up Zen Mains, just for a little bit of 3-axis plays you can go into. Black Ship, Kagatushi, actually a lot better in 3.5 than in the 4-axis because the milling doesn't hurt quite as bad. Heartland Draco, if you're in a game-winning situation, all their back rows locked down and you just need 2,000 damage, just hit them for it. Cowboy steals games. Abyss Dweller, Mermails, Hands, all that good stuff. Armades is in now because we are running Effect Valors in main board. Helps a lot with stuff like artifacts and stuff that runs a lot of back row. And then Crazy Box just because Skill Drain really hurts this deck, and 3,000 beater if they have Skill Drain on board. So, not bad.
It's also nice because Armades stops those hands.
Yeah. Archimedes is really helpful against hand deck. Side deck, 2 close force, Harpies whenever I see them, Dark Worlds, Prophecies. There's just some stuff that really relies on a field spell that can shut this deck down. Gravekeepers is another one. This one really helps that out. Full House. I like Full House a lot, actually, because there's hardly a time that I won't have at least 2 face-up cards, and then my opponent will set back around. I'm like, okay, nuke your backfield. DNA Surgery. I hardly ever side in DNA Surgery, but it does help against certain matches. Double Mind Crush. This is against Mermails and Boojins a lot, really. Double Imperial Iron Wall. This is strictly Boojin hate, because if I can keep them from banishing their hares and their turtles, I can easily control the board from there. Black Horn of Heaven, Mermails, Boojins, you name it, this card is helpful for just about everything right now. Light Imprisoning Mirror. Very useful against Boojins and Lightsorns and Constellars and all those guys. And then Thunder King Grahio. This guy I'm probably going to take out. I didn't cite him in at all yesterday or the week before, so he just doesn't really have a place right now. So I'm not sure what I'll take him out for. I'll do some looking on what I really need instead of him. If I could get a hold of Mistakes, I would probably do Mistake instead, but... So, for my matchups yesterday, this got 3rd place at my locals. Round 1 was against Scrap Dragons, or Scrap Monsters, because they now have Scrap Factory, so they've gotten a little bit better. I won that one in 2. It was actually a really fun match. I had a lot of fun dueling this guy. He never seemed to really start with Scrap Factory, which I felt really bad for him because of that, but... I basically just did 3-axis combo plus some Transmodify shenanigans that he just couldn't handle. And then game 2, I put Swallow on board while he had Scrap Dragon, and since he couldn't target any of my monsters, he was like, I can't beat any of them, because he knew my backfield was going to be problematic. But the next game was against Battle Boxers. So... this deck has an amazing advantage over Battle Boxers, no matter what you say, because of
Tiger King,
and Cardinal. Both of these monsters completely just shut Battle Boxers down, because Tiger King says, lead joke, negate your effect, kill you, you die. Cardinal says, just put him back. You can't say anything to it. So, yeah... Tiger King and Cardinal just won that game, hands down. Round 3 was against Boojins. Boojins is one of those decks that it's really hard to fight in with this deck, because they have so many better damage step tricks than we do, that it can be just really hard to keep advantage going.
Not to mention he had Harumis already.
Yeah, he already had Harumis. I was like, oh my god, we already have to deal with Harumis. But that being said, game 1, he opened up triple Tenki, so I mistied his first Tenki, so he couldn't add anything, and then he set the other 2 with 1 back row, and I Gorilla Popped the second Tenki, and then Gyoko froze the 3rd one, so he was completely shut out of his Tenkis. And then game 2, he opened up almost just as bad, so I was able to just go off and kill him. Round 4 was against Mermails, which happened to be against my brother, who's recording this. It was a really fun match, but I ended up stealing 2 games from him. And it's really just because I outpaced him a lot.
No. It was all because of this little shit. This shithead. All because of him. All because I can't target his monsters with my heavy infantry.
I'll say his deck relies a lot on heavy infantry. You should, if you want to know what his profile is, it's Stop Him Cold. His Mermail deck profile actually took first because of the pairs in top 8. But yeah, I guess Swallow was the bane to his existence in that game.
I couldn't get around him.
So yeah, and it did help that I had 3,000 on board to beat over your, what was it, Abyssgaus?
No, it was a Leo.
Oh, yeah, it was Leo. Leo's a pain in the ass unless this is here. But that being said, then went to top 8, where the first round was against Lightsworms. Lightsworms really didn't give me any sort of problem. I sided in Light Mirror on him and Black Horns, and he really just didn't do much, so it happens. Then top 4, I came across the same Bujin player, and he won game 1, I won game 2. Game 3, I opened up Dragon, Swallow, Dragon, and like no good backfield. So he essentially walked through me with Harumi and all the monsters. So it happens. The deck sort of shut down that last game, but it happens. So I ended up taking 3rd, like I said, just because I lost in top 4, which ended up giving me a very low ending score, I guess. But it happens. But the deck fared very well throughout most of the day. Tell me if there's anything you guys think I should change, anything you think I could add to the sideboard. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe.